Today's video is something a bit special. This one's all about you. I'll be diving into your comments, your thoughts, and your perspectives, bringing the community's voice front and center. So many of you have shared your honest takes on the PS5 Pro, the evolution of console versus PC, and of course the latest updates with games like Alan Wake 2, Dragon Age Veilguard situation. So sit back and let's see what you had to say. If Space Marine isn't getting a pro patch, I won't be getting that game, since that's what I've been waiting for to make my purchase. I say of course it will. If a Warhammer dev says he's impressed by the PS5 Pro, you can bet it's coming. As I've reported here, and many times before, Sony is working closely with third-party devs, and they're great at communicating and supporting them. Next comment is on the topic about the people who can't decide whether to go for the PS5 Pro or not. If you can't make up your mind by now, it's not for you. Nah, don't be harsh. People are still coming to terms with the price tag. A lot of PS4 players have been waiting for this day. I know several of my subscribers who skipped the PS5 Slim last year because I promised them that the PS5 Pro would be released in November 2024. What they didn't expect was the $700 price tag and the lack of a disk drive. I knew it would be $700, but even I was caught off guard by the absence of a disk drive. And the stand not being included, that's just salt in the wound, but the price is what it is. It's okay to be on the fence. I'm still rocking my PS5 Slim, and I plan on upgrading in January. I actually can't even find a PS5 Pro in my area right now. And even if I could, it would set me back $1,000. So I'll wait until the hype dies down. I'll probably donate my PlayStation 5 Slim to my subscribers next year. But after I buy the Pro, of course. What misinformation? You're paying $700 for a console, then you have to pay to play games online, then you have to pay extra for a stand, and you're still going to get games locked at 60 FPS or even 30 FPS because it's up to the developers. I'd rather spend $700 on a PC and have the freedom to choose my experience. I can mod my games, use my PC as a workstation, and I don't have to pay a subscription to play games online. I threw away my console years ago. I've addressed this tired claim countless times, but here we go again. I actually own a powerful PC workstation, and I have a fun station in my living room, the PS5. Yes, I pay for PS Plus Extra, but I mainly play incredible single-player games, much like people used to rent movies or games. Now, I pay a monthly fee and have access to thousands of games. I also have a base PlayStation 5, and I play all my games at 60 frames per second. It's clear you don't know much about consoles, and maybe even less about PCs. You're talking about building a $700 PC to outperform a PS5 Pro? Does that include a mouse and keyboard? Because from what I'm seeing, you're overestimating what a $700 PC can do. Try running Spider-Man 2 with ray tracing on at 1440p at 60 FPS on that $700 PC you're boasting about. Because my base PS5 can do that. And as for the PS5 Pro, it's confirmed to reach the performance level of a 4070 GPU, which alone costs around $700. So what freedom are you really talking about? Brother, maybe it's time to put down whatever you're smoking and get your facts straight. The misinformation is real in this video too. Tell me you've never owned a PC without telling me. All right, let's roast this comment in less than 10 seconds. I'm in the middle of writing about my emotional journey, from building my first gaming PC, GeForce 9500 GT, AMD, Athlon 2 dual-core, to switching to the PS4 because of Uncharted 4 and God of War 2018. You're talking to an OG WoW player, and yes, the Can It Run Crisis person. I probably know more about building PCs than you, my friend. How can you say there's misinformation when 90% of the video is me quoting reviewers and showing stats? Dragon Age Veilguard is a very complicated situation, and I actually avoided talking about it in the first weeks because I didn't know what to believe, but the community asked me several times about it, and I kept quiet. Yesterday, I spilled the beans after I saw a few cutscenes from the games, and my fears became reality. And I asked you guys and girls, I think there are 5 of you, what you think about the whole situation. Here's what you had to say. That piece of BioWare rubbish. Never mind the writers. The studio should have cut that trash scene the moment they saw it. I won't be paying to watch whatever that was. I'll be playing much more enjoyable games like Rebirth after the 7th. Yeah, you know, I was really thinking about purchasing it just to review it for you all, but I can't play it. I'm really sorry. The Bloody Baron quest is 10 times better than the entire Veilguard game. I know it's just my opinion, but the cutscenes and the reviews I've seen of the game, I have no words. And I can't believe how journalists are defending or hiding the truth. Journalism is about asking questions and being skeptical until proven wrong. But these reviews lie, and I'm very disappointed, to say the least. The game is an insult to fans. Like you said, and others too, the writing is terrible. So much time, effort, and money went into all that DEI crap, and it has ruined both the game and BioWare as a whole. Good graphics and combat won't save it. The art direction is poor, the hand-holding and unintelligent puzzles are poor. It deserves a 0 out of 10. Only From Software can be trusted, but not even in their games can you choose male or female anymore. It's sickening. I have to agree with you on this. My issue is that they make it PG-13, but I don't want my niece playing this game. And my other problem is that they talk to the audience like they're 13, then judge you for not liking it. I worked in sales for 10 years. This is not how you market to customers. Forget gamers. We're talking about customers. And this modern audience is a myth. There is no modern audience. It's the same audience from 10 years ago. On the topic of disagreeing with Digital Foundry sometimes, specifically on the GTA 630 FPS drama, one guy said, "It's not a good look to push back against DF. They literally know more than you do. Please stop. I'll debate them live if I have to." You see sub count and automatically assume they're smarter? It's true. They're very good at in-depth analysis, probably the best. They also have tools to measure specific FPS counts and resolutions on consoles, so it's not like they have magic eyes. But they're not so good at predictions. I've proved it already. They were the most skeptical about the PS5 Pro, touting CPU bottlenecking the whole year, and when they finally got their hands on it, they were blown away by its capabilities. The whole idea of YouTube is that everyone has a right to voice their opinions, whether you have 100 subs, 1,000, or 100,000. It's called constructive criticism. This is one of my favorites. Upgrade almost worthless. Xbox Series X was released in 2020 and has 12 teraflops. Okay, listen. Most games run better on the PS5. I made an in-depth video about this already. OG Xbox was more powerful than PS2, but PS2 dominated. 360 had the one-year boost over the PS3 and was more dev-friendly, but by the end, PS3 dominated 360. Xbox One, the death of Xbox. What are you defending? One of my favorite YouTubers is the Act Man, OG Halo guy, and he made a small documentary on the tragedy of Xbox and what it has become, and how Microsoft lost all its talent. Sony took Bungie, Halo developer. 343 couldn't make one decent Halo game. PS4 destroyed Xbox so hard that even if PlayStation flops for the next 3 generations, it'll still win. Don't talk teraflops when you've got Xbox on an Amazon Fire Stick. Let's talk about where are the original games. So this guy said, what happened to Uncharted, Max Payne, Okami, Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Dante's Inferno, etc. on PlayStation? Segbag856 responded, Dante's Inferno's studio fizzled out. They went on to make Battlefield Hardline, and the studio's successor later made the Callisto Protocol with the original Space Prison idea. The last few Castlevania games didn't sell well. Lords of Shadow 2 performed poorly for Konami, leading them to shift focus to pachinko machines. The creator of Castlevania went on to make Bloodstained. As for Okami, Clover Studio closed down long ago and became Platinum Games, which mostly does outsourced work, including Bayonetta and Nier. Shinji Mikami left to form Tango Gameworks and later left after the Xbox acquisition. His new studio recently ported Shadows of the Damned. Kamiya might join Tango, but he's currently directing the next game for Platinum Games. The issue isn't just PlayStation not getting what we want. The reality is, these unique games don't sell well in a market that only cares about higher profits. Gamers keep going back to the usual live service titles. EU hit a home run with this statement. Everyone wonders why we don't see more unique games anymore. But the truth is, publishers keep releasing the same franchises because that's what sells. Every year, people flock to buy Call of Duty, FIFA, Assassin's Creed, the big, familiar titles. Meanwhile, a game like Hi-Fi Rush can earn 10 out of 10 reviews and tons of critical acclaim, but still struggle in sales. It's the same story with Dante's Inferno. When it launched, it was dismissed as a God of War clone despite being a great game. So as much as we miss those creative titles, the market often pushes developers toward what's profitable rather than what's original. Sometimes as gamers, we look back on older games with rose-tinted glasses, remembering them as classics and wishing studios would make more like them. But what we forget is that some of these games weren't so highly regarded when they first came out. Take Assassin's Creed Unity, for example. Nowadays, people people wonder why Ubisoft doesn't make games like that anymore. But at launch, it was a different story. Even if we ignore all the infamous bugs, players were already feeling fatigued by the formula. Then, Assassin's Creed Syndicate followed. It was more polished, and it even had a better reception from the community. Yet, it flopped hard. That's often the reality. What we miss today might be the same thing we once thought was tired or overdone. Studios noticed that shift and changed direction, which is why we don't always see more of what we thought we wanted. Moving on to the next part, which is all about PC gamers moving to PS5 Pro. We'll start with this comment, which is from one of my previous video where I tell the personal story of a guy that switched to PS5 Pro to a gaming PC. And here comes this guy with this genius statement. Who said PC gamers are switching to PS5 Pro? It's actually the reverse. Well, it's in the video. The story of one guy from the comment section. It's like you click on a video title that says, car red, and then come along saying, who car red, car blue. That's how your comment reads. Second, that's one story. I could make an hour-long video of people's stories on why they're switching from either Xbox or PC to PS5 Pro, plus forums and polls. But all you see is blue car because you're probably colorblind. So car no blue, my friend. No matter how many double quotes you use. Car red. Hey Ash, I loved your video. As an ex-PC gamer, I don't think those people's wild claims are challenged nearly enough. You do that in a very funny and witty manner, and I really enjoy it. Keep it up, girl. Love from Belgium. Hey buddy, thanks for your comment. And Belgium is awesome. I've been there twice. So yeah, that's why I make these videos, and it's funny to see how people lose their minds. I also have a video where I expose PC YouTubers who love to trash consoles, Jay's 2 cents and Linus Tech Tips, and show how they make fools of themselves. Just because you have millions of subscribers doesn't make you smart or right. For the past 10 years, there's been this brainwashing on YouTube about consoles being trash. That doesn't fly with me. There's a reason I switched. Next up, we got Eclipse Global. Totally agree. I'm always updating drivers on Windows and tweaking settings to get good quality and performance. Everyone knows what a PS5 can do plug and play, that's chill. Honestly, I hate Windows 11 so much. I work 12 hours a day at my desk and Windows is in my way. Windows 7 was the OG. I hope one day Android reaches Windows levels of productivity so I can make a full switch. Right now, I hate every Microsoft product, and I can say that because I paid for Windows. I also find it amazing how some people have a 4080 rig, and I see in the corner, activate Windows. Like, bro, and you say PlayStation users are getting scammed? You can't even pay for your operating system. Also, pirating. Let's not kid ourselves. They don't want to say it, but it's true. I've been a PC gamer my whole life and I'm now 47. My system costs around $4,000 and I use it for YouTube and Twitch, but I play 90% of my games on a PS5 simply because I'm tired of drivers, updating, tweaking, and eventually something crashing or it's not optimized well enough. This is the last gaming PC I'll ever buy. So I'm thrilled that we're getting a PS5 Pro with more power and can finally have a $500 system that does what only a PC could do. And TBH, you hit every major concern spot on when it comes to the PC Master Race debate. It's over, and I admit it 100%. I want to play, not watch FPS counters and mess with everything else because there's always something that needs tweaking. Not to mention PC parts and the need to feel obligated to upgrade often. I'm so tired of PC gaming. I just want to sit down in my comfy chair and play games with a single button to get going. Thanks for your dedication and effort to make these great videos. I really appreciate them. As a PC gamer from way back, and I've built many, I switched to console years ago, and I couldn't agree with you more here. I don't have to worry about settings, cheats, crashes, the list goes on and on. PlayStation has far better exclusives than any PC or Xbox game I've played or seen. I'm patiently waiting for my PS5 Pro. My wife and I were both PC players for years. We recently switched completely to the PS5 because we got tired of chasing the next best graphics card. We only ever had a mid-tier graphics card anyway, since we had to buy everything in pairs every time we upgraded. Plus, we were exhausted from updating every program and game every time we wanted to play. And our kids, who are married and moved away, all have PlayStations, so it's easier to stay in touch and play with them. We both pre-ordered the PS5 Pro, and we're much happier on console. I sold my monster PC just to get the PS5 Pro and save some money because I was so tired tired of playing Developer Edition Simulator instead of actually playing games and enjoying them. The last game that pushed me over the edge was the stuttery mess of Silent Hill 2 Remake on PC. I bought it and spent almost an entire Saturday trying to fix it, with no success. Meanwhile, even if the PS5 version has a lower resolution, it doesn't have these issues. That's where the PS5 Pro comes in, offering higher resolution than the PS5. With PC, if a game doesn't work properly, there are endless possibilities of things going wrong because of hardware variations. On console, it's just a matter of a few updates, and most games run better because they're optimized for that specific hardware. But when I was looking for advice on getting a PS5 Pro, all I heard was, "Dude, PC is way better. Buy a PC." Or, "You can do so much more than just game on PC." And my favorite, "PC always runs without any issues. Just plug and play." So many things can go wrong on a PC. A Windows update could be bad, AMD or Nvidia could release broken drivers, shader compilation could go wrong, or a game could be a poor port. But according to them, I must not know how to install drivers in my long PC career. Now I'm waiting for my PS5 Pro to arrive on the 7th of November, and I will never look back at PC gaming again. I love these stories, man. They're so relatable. Younger players don't understand that a lot of console gamers used to be hardcore PC gaming enthusiasts, including myself. I used to watch the FPS counter in the corner of my monitor more than I enjoyed the game. Sometimes people forget that less is more. We don't remember if a game had ray-traced reflections in the water or screen space reflections, or whether we played it in 200 FPS or 60 FPS. We remember the experience of the game. I've built 3 gaming PCs in my life. These PC enthusiasts think console gamers are clueless. So, what can we take away from all of this? It's clear the gaming community has a lot of passion and a ton of diverse perspectives, whether it's about new hardware, game performance, or the future of gaming as a whole. We're all here because we love gaming, and it's fascinating to see how we each approach it differently. It reminds us that while tech specs and patches are important, what really matters is our shared experience and the memories we make. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts. Keep those comments coming. Until next time, stay tuned and keep gaming.